Have you ever promised yourself you would finally fix your life, but nothing really changed? You planned carefully, you avoided mistakes, you tried to protect what you had before risking anything new. Maybe you told yourself you were being responsible, careful, safe, and for a while, it felt smart, like you were guarding your future. But slowly something strange happened. The days stayed the same, opportunities passed quietly, and without losing anything, you still weren't moving forward. What if the very thing you believed was protecting your life was actually keeping it still? Stay with me until the end. Let me tell you about someone who believed safety meant holding on, until life showed him what holding on really costs. In a narrow riverside town, Elias kept his coins the way others kept secrets, tight, silent, and buried. He worked at a mill by day, and each evening he returned to a small room above a bakery where the floorboard near the stove could be lifted with one careful hand. Under it sat a tin box, and inside the box sat his life, stacked in neat rows. He said no to invitations. He said no to small chances. When the traveling teacher offered lessons in counting and letters, Elias smiled and walked away. Maybe later, he murmured, as if later could be saved like money. Behind the mill ran a stone canal, fed by the river. Elias liked to stand there and watch water slip past the mossy walls. It moved without stopping. He did not understand why anyone trusted something that could not be held. So he held everything, and his world grew smaller while the tin box grew heavy. Soon, Elias began to measure his days by one thing: how little he had let go. If a week passed without spending more than a crust of bread and a candle, he felt proud, as if he had won a quiet battle against the world. At the bakery below, the baker's wife would shake her head when Elias refused a warm roll. "You work hard," she said. "Eat properly." Elias would press his palm to his pocket and answer, "I'm fine." He kept a small barrel of water in his room so he wouldn't need to go down the stairs at night. He filled it and then guarded it, sipping as if water were made of gold. After a while, the barrel began to smell. The surface dulled. When he drank, his throat tightened, but he told himself it was still safer than going out. One winter evening, the mill foreman raised wages for the men who agreed to learn a new machine. Elias stayed quiet. Learning cost time. Time felt like spending, and spending felt like loss. Spring brought a market fair to the square. Musicians, cloth sellers, and a man from the city who spoke about small carts and simple trade. He showed how a few coins could buy a handcart, how a handcart could carry goods, how goods could grow into a living. Elias listened from the edge, fingers clenched in his coat. "You!" the man called, smiling. "You look careful. Careful men do well in trade. There's a cart here, sturdy and used, cheap. It will not stay long." Elias stepped forward, then stopped. Cheap still meant spending, and spending still meant tearing a coin away from the safety of his box. Behind him, two boys laughed. "He won't buy it," one whispered. "He'd rather starve with full pockets." A week later, the foreman announced the mill would reduce hours. Work slowed. Elias's pay shrank. He went to the fairground late, hoping the cart might still be there, but it was gone. The empty space felt louder than a crowd. That night, he lifted the floorboard and stared at his coins. For the first time, the tin box did not comfort him. It only looked like a locked room with no door. On the third day of shorter hours, Elias walked to the canal behind the mill. The water was low and slow. A farmer's son was trying to lift a bucket from the river, but kept slipping in the mud. An old washerwoman, Marta, sat nearby. "You look like you're holding your breath," she said. "I'm thinking." Marta dipped her cloth and wrung it out. Water spilled back into the canal. People who think too much often forget what things are for. Elias nodded toward the canal. Water is for drinking, for washing, for keeping. And yet when you keep it too long, she said gently, pointing to a green puddle trapped between stones, it turns. He said nothing. Coins are the same, she continued, not to be thrown away, but to move. Otherwise they become only a weight. Her words stayed with him. The next morning, Elias opened the tin box and took a small handful of coins, only enough to hurt. At the market, he bought a worn handcart. He began carrying flour for the bakery. Small tips followed. He paid for lessons in the evening. A seamstress hired him to deliver cloth. A butcher tried to cheat him. He refused, and found other work instead. Each time money left his hand, fear rose, but so did motion. By summer, he no longer walked like a man guarding something fragile. He moved with purpose. The foreman asked him to help train younger workers because he could read instructions now. Even the boys who once mocked him fell quiet when he passed. At home, the tin box remained, but it no longer ruled him. Some coins stayed, others went out and returned carrying something new: skill, trust, and opportunity. Autumn returned. Elias filled his old water barrel again, but this time he used it, refilled it, and kept it clean. He visited Marta by the canal. "I used to think safety was keeping everything," he told her. She wrung out her cloth. "Safety is knowing where to send it." Elias nodded and walked on. And if this tale leaves anything behind, let it be simple. What is kept without purpose does not stay pure. Like water, it turns. Like water, it must move to remain useful.